All matters discussed during the show are for informational purposes only. Each individual situation may vary, and the opinions expressed here may not apply to everyone. Materials presented are believed to be from reliable sources, and no representations can be made as to its accuracy. All ideas and information should be discussed in detail with one of our qualified representatives prior to implementation.
Coming soon to a motion picture theater near you.
When she walked into his office on the 3rd floor of the Frank Lou building, he knew she had trouble. He knew she had a naked portfolio. Yeah, I've seen it all before. A young, good-looking dame gets out and falls in with the wrong crowd, and before you know it, she's got a naked portfolio. Then what happens? She runs to me for help. Forget it, sister. I know you don't want me. You're just reaching out for help, and I can't give it to you. You need David Ernest. Call him at 279-7431. He can help you cover a naked portfolio. Yeah, I wish things were different. I wish I was the one you wanted, but I know what's what, see? I know David Ernest can help you. I know I wish you'd let me finish my little dramatic speech before you ran out like that. Dames. Sometimes it gets mighty cold and lonely on the 3rd floor of the Frank Lou building. Sam Spud stars in A Naked Portfolio.
It's dark, it's desperate, and it's sexy in the most inappropriate ways.
Rated R for reverse compound interest. We interrupt your regular programming to bring you this irregular program. It's the Health and Wealth Show with David Ernest. From our super secret studios, just up the street, second left, hanging right at the Piggly Wiggly, you can't miss us. It's the Health and Wealth Show, a 30-minute program that's got some good news about your money. Now, here he is, the governor of greenbacks, the pasha of prosperity, the man who's got his mind on your money and your money on his mind. It's David Ernest.
And welcome back to another Health and Wealth radio television show.
You're just shook up from that movie preview we saw for The Naked Portfolio.
Yeah, I know, it had me all shook up. I'm all shook up.
That's a sequel to The Maltese Parakeet. That's a great one.
Yes, yes.
You should probably check that out.
The Naked Portfolio.
Mm-hmm. That's just so crazy. I don't know. We sit around, we come up with these things.
Oh yeah.
Because what we do is David gives you some wonderful free advice about retirement and how to set up your retirement. And I make up goofy stuff, and that's what I do. And we sometimes just sit around and we just break ourselves up. We thought it was funny.
Yeah.
And we thought you might like it too.
It works a lot better when he makes up the goofy stuff and I don't.
Well, I'll tell you what, I would not dare give you financial advice. Yeah, I think cardboard at $2 a ton, I think that's a pretty good investment. No. David is the financial guy, and he can be your financial guy. All you have to do is pick up the phone and dial 279-7431. It's right there, right up in here somewhere.
Right there.
279-7431, and talk to David Ernest. The call doesn't cost anything. Sitting down with him the first time doesn't cost anything, and it's going to help you out a lot in the long run when the days wear down to just you're in your golden years.
Yes, you don't want to. You come into this world naked, but you don't want to leave your portfolio out of this world naked.
That's right. And I saw a thing the other day on Facebook. It said, "I found the secret to the golden year."
What's that?
Ain't no gold there. You don't want that to happen. You want to just
ain't no gold in them there hills.
You want to go into those golden years and just be rolling in dough. And David can fix that for you.
Have you ever noticed how women love their heels?
Their high heel shoes?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know
thought there was gold in them heels for a long time.
See, you got one. You got one. You done good.
Well,
personally, I think women just, they go all out of the way to look good for us. That high heel shoe thing, that's a sacrifice, because
it's worth every bit of the gold that you had to spend for them to get them.
It just looks like it hurts. I can't.
So here's the thing. You don't want to be missing out on the things like the high heels and all these good things that your wife or your husband needs or wants, but you don't want, you want to be dressed appropriately, right?
Right.
In other words, you don't want to be outside when you're
dressed like me, because I'm a casual
You
guy.
don't want to be in your portfolio naked. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you want everything to be in the appropriate place.
Right.
You want to be dressed up, and you want everything to work just exactly the way it should be working. And there's this problem: if you get caught outside naked, what do they do to you?
They'll take you downtown with all the other naked folks.
Right. And it's not very good. It costs you a lot of money, costs you a lot of time, and it's very embarrassing. So what happens if your portfolio is naked and the market goes down?
Oh, they're going to take your portfolio downtown with other naked portfolios, and it ain't going to be good.
No, it'll get all locked up in the, you can't unlock it because they said, hey, you've got to wait 5, 6, 7 years for this stuff to come back.
Ooh, that's not good.
No.
Sometimes you might not have 5, 6, or 7 years.
You might not. Or you might have to wait 15 or 20 years like it's done a few times for it to come back. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't have a fancy suit on or a fancy thing on the portfolio that helps it make more money. That's what we do. We can do fancy dancy things. We can add bonuses to your portfolio through these insurance annuity products. And we can utilize the stock market in safe mode way. Everybody knows what that word means now, don't they?
What's that?
Safe mode.
Well, safe mode. Well, think about your computer. You
Yeah.
ever had your computer crash?
Yeah.
And then it says, would you like to enter safe mode?
Yeah.
Well, you do, because that way
It won't ruin it.
Right. So that's the thing. You want to enter safe mode so you don't get ruined, or as my lovely old grandmother used to say, runt.
Runt.
Tell me you ain't never heard that one.
Yeah, I've heard it.
If something was runt,
It didn't smell too good, or didn't look too good.
no count. Didn't want it no more.
No.
So call David Ernest at 279-7431. Don't let your portfolio get runt. I think that's how you spell it right there. Runt.
Runt?
We'll see.
Well, what
Runt.
was it that Ray Stevens sang? Something about in a streak.
The streak?
Yeah.
Yeah. He
In naked portfolios, you can streak right on out of here.
It's definitely not socially acceptable to be streaking, because
No. And it's not socially acceptable to not have any money. Think about that. Do you know anybody that goes to the restaurant and then they have to pay for the meal and says, Sonny, I ain't got any money? What happens?
they make you wash dishes, or they call
It's
the cops.
not socially accepted not to have money.
They frown on that.
It's the way this economy is geared. So you say, well, I can be a ward of the state and just use my Social Security. A ward of the state. Hey, did you realize that the people coming in at the border that are jumping over walls that never worked in this country get paid as much as $3,500 a month?
And seriously, I think that's wrong. I really think
do
that's
too.
wrong, because there are people here
Yes.
who followed the rules and worked and paid into that don't get near that much.
And this has nothing to do with being a Democrat, a Republican, or anybody else. If you work hard for your money, you want it to stay in safe mode as you get older.
Right.
You want it to be protected under all the mechanisms that it can be protected under. Like you want it to be protected from judgments. What if you got in a car and you run over somebody and they sue you for $1 million? If it's in safe mode, they can't get it. If it's in IRA for more than a day, they can't get it. Okay? They can't go up to $1 million. They cannot take anything from your portfolio if it's in a special type of IRA. Okay? There's things that you can do to make sure that your money doesn't go away. And that's something about being naked in the market. In other words, if you're naked in the market, your portfolio is naked in the market. In other words, it's at the mercy of the stock market going down or going up. And you are older and you're at this point in time and you say, well, I don't want it to go down. Well, why have you got it there? Well, they told me to put it there. Well, who's they? Duh. Or did they just leave it alone and you just didn't sitting in there?
Yeah.
Well, they said they was in a 401k and they said I could take it out someday, but I just didn't let it. I didn't take it out because I didn't think it'd go away. It's in a naked portfolio, my friend. And at a certain time, you don't need to be doing that. You need to be looking at your alternatives. There are many, many alternatives. Okay, sometimes years ago, they used to say, well,
Way back.
don't take more than 6% of your balance out per year, and you probably never run out of money. Then here came a big crash. Okay, then they said, okay, we got to lower that down. 4 minutes. I mean, 4% a year. Okay, so 4%. Now they're at 3% a year. Pretty soon they're going to say you can't take any out if you don't want it to go to zero. You know, I mean, where else have they got to go?
I'll tell you where you've got to go. You go to the phone right now. Dial 279-7431. Talk to David Ernest. He will direct you to, what did you say that you had all these alternatives? He's got the book of alternatives. I think he might have even written it. I'm not sure. But he can find all sorts
These are safe mode insurance product guaranteed alternatives that use the market and make lots of money, but don't lose any.
what he said. 279-7431. We're going to take a break. We'll be back with more health and wealth with this guy, David Ernest.
Hey, Rusty, look at that. Who is that? Who is that?
This dude ain't got no clothes on.
We've been mooned.
I think we have.
That's the streak.
I guess, how do you get in here?
He's running in the naked portfolio
Well,
race.
I hope he just keeps running on out of here.
I hope he didn't get caught in the cafeteria.
By the fruits and tomatoes.
Yes. He got caught in the down market trend there.
I've got a story.
Okay,
about
what is it?
Ray Stevens. I was down in Dothan at WTVY radio, 95.5, big country station.
95.5.
And sometimes the artists, you know, would come through and they'd stop in and we'd talk with them about their projects and stuff they're working on. And one time, these two young ladies came through and they had just put out a CD.
Oh.
And they were nice looking young ladies.
Uh-huh.
And I'm sure if Joe Biden had been around, he'd have been smelling of their hair.
He probably would have.
But both of them's name, both of them's name was Regina.
Both
And-
of them.
And so that was the name of the band, Regina. And I've got the CD somewhere. Got my picture made with them. They were real sweet. And then it was a few weeks later. I'm watching Ray Stevens on TV, you know, the little show he's got. And I look over there, and the backup singers are Regina. I'm like,
I finally made it.
I'm gonna play their record now because they know Ray Stevens. But I just thought that was neat that I knew them.
You knew them before they went real big.
Before they probably could have done better than Ray Stevens. It could happen.
It could happen.
It could happen. But,
It could happen. But you don't want to have to be nudged, you know, and say, "Hey, man, have you got a coin or something for me? I'm run out of dough." You don't want to. No, you don't want to know that.
Don't want to do that.
No. So what you want to do is never get into the situation for you. That is, protect your portfolio. Don't ever let it run on naked fumes.
No.
Don't ever let it get too fast, too quick. You know, what do they say about people in situations that get too fast, too quick, get too big, too fast? Go too fast in your car, too quick, you know.
Fame came overnight.
You know,
And by the next day, he was dead.
do you know, this is a true analysis, a true statistic. The average, you can look this up, you can Google it.
Okay.
The average person who didn't work for their money, it was given to them.
Yeah.
Either in an inheritance, a lottery, or they just found it on the side of the street in a bag.
Uh-huh.
Last them at most 2 years. I think the ones in the bag, it didn't last them very long at all. But anyway, you don't want to be that kind of person. You want it to last a long time. So if your portfolio is in trouble, or if it's not big enough, or if you think Aunt Sally's going to run off with it,
And she'll do it too.
yeah,
Them little old ladies are rough sometimes. They just like burglars, you know. They
yeah.
take your stuff and gone.
The biggest thing that you have to worry about is two things. One, taxes. Two, growth. Okay? And growth is connected to the market. If you're in the market, and that is a negative growth,
Yeah.
negative portfolio. You know, if you have something that's negative, it's not good. Usually.
No.
I mean, antimatter is not good because if it hits matter, it blows up, right?
I've heard that.
Yeah.
Never had it happen.
You don't
but-
want an anti-portfolio to hit your portfolio. It's sort of like a torpedo running into your portfolio, and then you get blown to bits. Okay. So what happens is you don't have anything. If you're blown to bits, you probably go to fits.
A torpedo portfolio blown to bits. If I go forward with the rhyme, it ain't going to be good. So just make up your own rhyme there.
The point we're trying to make is this. There's some serious things that need to be done with your future. Mm-hmm. Your portfolio's involved with that. Your family's involved with that. Everything has to be completed in the right arrangement. In other words, you know, you've seen how these ladies work with arrangements. Oh,
Yeah.
this flower needs to be put over here.
Yeah,
No, that don't look right over there. Put this over here.
And they know what looks good and know how to do it. Yeah.
Right. And you know, a portfolio that's naked don't look right. Have you ever seen anybody naked standing in a crowd? Did they look right?
How do you mean right? You mean did they look all right, or did it? It kind of threw me off that they were standing there in the crowd.
What
but
I'm
as
saying is
far
they're
as-
misfits.
Oh yeah, I mean
you know.
that is a quick way to get attention.
Yeah, well, you're going to get the wrong kind of attention. What
Yeah.
I'm trying to say is that you want to be in the norm. You want to be in the average or better. You want to either be above average or at least in the average norm. Why? Because then you can go through life and you can do the things that you want to do, and you never have to worry about it being interrupted. For example, you need to have your money in the right order. You need to have your family in the right order. In other words, have everybody A-okay. If there's problems going on, you need to go to your minister or your counselor or whatever and take care of those things. But the other thing is that you need to always make sure that you have an exit plan.
Yes.
Exit plan. Exit plans are always needed. Have you ever gone on a cruise?
Never. I've never.
Okay. The first thing that they do on the cruise, because it's a law, is they say, we're going to have a drill. We're going to have an exit plan drill.
Like a fire drill.
Lifeboat drill.
Yeah, how to get you off the boat in case of emergency,
Yeah.
or a
And you're
torpedo that missed your portfolio and hit the boat.
So you're going, why do we need a drill? This thing's not supposed to sink.
Well, not supposed to be in the key words.
Yeah,
here.
Titanic sunk. So here's the thing. Don't sit there in your portfolio full of mutual funds and all the stocks and everything. Say, well, I don't have to worry about it. It's not going to sink. Really?
To think again.
The Titanic, they said, it can never sink.
Well, now, actually, they said God couldn't sink it, and I think God said, hold my beer, because that thing went down.
The thing is, it's great to have a good boat that can do all these things. It's great to have a portfolio with these things, but you got to have a lifeboat.
Yes.
You got to have an exit plan. That's what I'm talking about. Be ready.
And
be ready.
Be ready for our exit plan to a break. We're going to take a short one. We'll be right back with more nautical tales here on Health and Wealth with David Ernest.
And welcome back to the Health and Wealth Radio Show. I'm David Ernest, and this is Rusty.
Yes, I am, or at least I was. Hang
A
on.
little bit ago,
Hang
yes.
on here.
What you got?
My ID here. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
you
me.
still
yeah.
am.
Okay, because you never know when you
Yeah.
might change. And
Yes, and you know that thing you just pulled out, that ID. Mm-hmm. That ID. If you don't have any ID, what that ID is about, you need to find out, because that is what everything's about. They want to know where you are, who you are, but you know what else they want to know?
they want to know where
your money is.
That's right. See, I knew that one. You taught me that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have you ever got this report at the end of the year? It says your fair market value is $2. That would be bad.
I get that one all the time.
Your fair market value is $76,000 and whatever cents. Okay. So anyway, you're going, well, what? That's nice. I'm only 35, 40, 50 years old, and they want to know where that is. Why do they want to know where my dough is? You know why they want to know where your dough is. You know. Because they think it's theirs.
And they want to know where it is so they can
Yes.
sneak in there in the dark of night and get it. and take it and give it to other people that don't deserve it.
Friend, you need to make sure your portfolio is put together in such a way that it doesn't expose itself completely. You can't get completely out of exposure. This world, this country, we're in you know, where they want to know everything about you. You've got all of this, what do they call this stuff? Facebook and all this other stuff. They can go, it's even where they can go to Facebook and they say, well, we don't like the way them look. Let's fire them.
Well, you know, what's his name? Kevin Hart. He was supposed to host I think it was the Oscars last year.
Right.
And they found something on his Facebook or Twitter or something that he said 7 or 8 years ago.
Yeah.
And they uninvited him.
Yeah.
And they said, well, if you apologize. He said, no, I meant it when I said it. And I applaud him for that. But they will go back and look at stuff like that.
But what you don't want to be uninvited to is your retirement.
No, that would be bad.
That's bad. If you say, well, it's time for me to retire. Well, we haven't uninvited you to your money because it's ours now.
How can you do that? How can you get uninvited to where your money is?
It's called taxes. Taxes. It's very taxing. Taxes.
Taxes.
Thievery.
Or taxing. I like that.
Very thievery.
That should be a bumper sticker, man. We ought to make some.
I am taxing. I want to be taxing away from these taxes. Here's the thing. You can be taxing away from the taxes. You can be getting away from the taxes. You know, that old saying they say, well, you know, you can't get out of that. The only thing, you know, in life is death and taxes.
Yes.
Well, I agree on the death part.
Well, and that cable thing, because if you sign one of them deals, it's hard to get out of it.
Oh, man, you'll never get out of that. You know, in the same way with these things right here. You know, you never can get rid of them, but you don't want to get rid of them anyway. So many people hanging on to them, I think they don't want to get rid of them. You know.
Yeah, I got mine right here.
Yeah,
you know.
It's sort of like, it's going to turn into your money probably before it's, you know. I mean,
take your picture here. Oh, you don't have to look at me. Let's say here. Yeah, it's going to show up somewhere, so y'all just...
Yeah, you never know. Hey, you know, you heard about this girl that showed up on the internet and she got fired. You know?
The school teacher?
Yeah.
Well, now, you know the whole story.
No, I don't.
She had a topless picture of herself.
I know, but still.
And somehow it got on the internet.
But still, she didn't put it on...
I know, but I guess they're afraid that the children are going to be sitting there just daydreaming. And I saw the young lady. She was cute, but... topless, I think they're going to drop it due to lack of evidence.
It's just sort of like they did in Trump.
Yeah.
Just drop the whole deal. You know, but then there's some people get dissatisfied with that. They'll try to dig something up. But here's the thing. What you don't want them to dig up is how to find your money. If they're digging and digging and digging, if you're telling them where it's at, if you're reporting to them where it's at, and if it's legal, I mean, if it's a law, you've got to report.
Right.
Because it's a law. But there are other programs that don't have to report where your money is all the time.
He knows these things.
They're called non-qualifieds, meaning they're not qualified programs, meaning they're non-qualified pensions, but they're still pensions, okay? They're still tax-deferred or tax-free. You don't have to report them unless you pull money out and spend taxes on them. And then it's reported that you owe that tax. But some of this tax-free stuff, you pull it out, it don't get reported. You don't have to say that you took it out. You don't have to say you spent it. You don't have to say you have it. You don't have to lose it if you protect it. You don't have to tell anybody where your dough is. Okay.
He's so excited. We just got word from the booth for him to quiet down.
I'm sorry. Listen, everybody deserves to know this information.
And he's very, very passionate about these things. David has been doing this for over 30 years. Rumor has it close to 40, but he says over 30, which is close to 40. But anyhow, he knows what he's doing. He knows his stuff, and he wants to share it with you. All you have to do is call David at 279-7431. Go have a sit down with him. Won't cost you a thing. You might even get free lunch out of it.
You might.
And you might.
You never know.
And you might learn something that'll get you kickstarted going, that dude was right. I need to do something.
Well, here's the thing. You need to know. You need to know what's going on. You know, if you don't have information, you can't make a judgment.
No.
You might make the wrong judgment, or you might not make a judgment at all, and that's really what they want you to do. They want you to act like everything's okay so that your money is theirs in a greater proportion someday. Not yours, theirs. And when I say there, I mean as a whole, the government is them's. Okay, when the them's is taken away from the these's, that's not so good. You run out of cheeses.
They're the Democrats.
I don't know what they are, but you don't want them. You don't want to be one of those.
No, you don't. And I'll tell you somewhere else you can get this information.
What's that?
Is every third Thursday. It'd be the third Thursday of the month. Folcarelli's Pizza, about 6:30. We're going to be there, and you can come and get free pizza.
Yeah.
All you have to do is RSVP to 279-7431. Let us know you're coming, and we'll bring the camera. We might take a picture of you, and you'll wind up on TV if that's okay with you. But we want you to call in, RSVP to 279-7431. Come out and meet us. Just say hello, shake hands.
Tell us how do you think about all this stuff.
Yeah.
And remember, you got to RSVP for it to be free.
That's right.
And if you come anyway and you don't RSVP and it's on a Thursday night, if you just mention me, my name, you will get 40% off at Folcarelli's Pizza. And we're putting a shot in there for them because that pizza's really good.
It is really, really good. You will enjoy that. You'll enjoy the fellowship because we get out and we cut up. We have a good time.
Oh, yeah, we love it.
We don't throw things. We just,
But the most important thing is to have a camaraderie and to talk about how, without it costing you a dime, except a little of your time, how to keep them from taking these's portfolio, future, money, income, families, whatever you want to call it, social power, your future. You don't want them to take it away. You want it to always be yours forever and a day.
So, to protect your future, your retirement, your portfolio, and make sure somebody don't get naked and run all over it, call David at 279-7431, 334-279-7431. Retire with Ernest on the World Wide Web is his website there. And let's see, what else we got? We got YouTube. You're on, no. Start off with, you're on Facebook at Health and Wealth with David Ernest. And YouTube, we've got a bunch of our older stuff on there that you can look at and enjoy. But, we've got to go.
Call me. I'm always Ernest.
279-7431. I'm always Rusty. We'll see you next time here on Health and Wealth with David Ernest.